you just go on to your next groundbreaking show. And then the next, it's really what I thought. And the next thing I knew, I was unemployed for like 3 years. And I didn't know what to do. And Judd Apatow, who made that show and produces a lot of our movies, took me aside and said, he said, "You're kind of a weird dude. The only way you're going to make it is if you start writing your own material." And it was the best advice I ever got, because you don't need permission to write. So the first thing that I ever wrote was the Dracula Musical from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's like worthy of like clapping and stuff now, because there's a context to it. But at the time, I was sitting unemployed in my apartment doing the things that 23-year-old unemployed people do in their apartment. And I thought to myself, got it. The way I'm going to save my career is I'm going to write this lavish Dracula puppet musical. And I did it with no sense of irony. And I drove to Judd Apatow's house when I finished. And I burned it on a CD, and I like woke him up, if I recall. And I said, I've done it. And he said, "What do you mean?" And so I played the thing for him, and he listened kind of patiently. And then he pushed stop, and he said, "You can't ever play this for anybody." And then he taught me how to write a screenplay. He literally sat me at his desk like an apprenticeship and showed me how to write. It was the nicest thing anyone's done for me. And so the first thing that I wrote was Nightmares. It's about a kid whose mother passes away. I was really inspired by Roald Dahl books when I was young. It's about a kid whose mother passes away, and when his dad gets remarried, he starts having these terrible nightmares about witches eating his toes. And he's convinced that the new stepmother is in fact a real witch. And one night, his little brother is kidnapped by the witches in his dreams into the nightmare world. So Charlie and a bunch of his friends have to get together to go rescue his brother, and along the way face their biggest fears as a team. So that's book one. It's about how you can't really run from your fears. They'll just get stronger and stronger, and you have to face them.